Okay, everybody, you're watching Variant Edition.
Hi, it's Nick, and I'm here at the New York Comic Con. It's Friday, it's only about 1:30, meaning that they still haven't let in the public. That's only 4 o'clock, but as you can see, it's packed with people that think they're better than me. But we'll get beyond that. Variant Edition is here in full force, and we're very, very anxious to bring you all the coverage of this con that we can bring. And all I gotta say is, this con is looking to be quite a convention. I think Mike is already on the show floor. Let's see what he's got to say. Mike?
Thanks, Nick, and I'm on the con floor here in front of Dark Horse, and you can tell that we're not quite open because we can still stretch out and move around. The mass populace is not inside yet. You know, it's a very just exhibitors and press only sort of a deal. But it's great times, and there's a lot to see here at the con, so if you guys could just, you know, take your time this weekend, look around. There's a lot to see, there's a lot to read, there's a lot to do, there's a lot of people to meet upstairs, and hey, we're upstairs too. Louis, what do you think?
Alright guys, Louis here at the huge second annual New York Comic Con, and as you can see, the doors aren't even open yet. Public doors open for not even another 2 hours. You see everything, it's just bananas in here. So we have yet to see the public come in. I'm standing in front of the DC booth where a huge signing's going to happen later on. You got Brian K. Vaughan, you got J.G. Jones running around here. It's going to be huge. Editors talking to artists, writers talking to artists. It's such a great atmosphere right now. This is going to be a lot of more fun. Be sure to stay tuned and see what's going on, and we're going to be here catching everything.
Hi, Kevin here on Friday of the New York Comic Con. The cool thing about the New York Comic Con, for guys like me, retailers, we get some exclusive programming. So like right now, there's the Diamond Select Toys panel. So they're showing us stuff that's coming out, so we get a chance to like look at it, get our hands on it. So instead of behind the counter today, I'm actually going to be coming from behind closed doors. I'm going to go check this stuff out.
So we're here, it's Friday at the New York Comic Con, still before 4 o'clock, and there are professionals such as this man here, Blue Beetle.
Hi.
Independent, fan-made comic book films, independent fan-made costumes. How do you do that? How do you pull off things like that?
Well, you know, you just gotta sit back and say, I want to do this. And once you put your mind to it, you know, the rest kind of falls in place. When you actually say, I think I can get away with wearing light blue spandex, you know, I can't say anything else about that.
Spoken like a true superhero.
The cool part about being the Blue Beetle is that there is a cult following for the character. It's like being Bruce Campbell, so to speak. My chin isn't that big. I can get away with being sarcastic. I can be a jerk. But it's funny. It's good. Once you get used to people grabbing your ass, it's pretty smooth riding from there. It's nice. You feel like people really, you know, bond with you when that happens. The ass grabbing thing.
Yeah. So speaking of ass grabbing, you're here with somebody else who at a con such as this, filled with a bunch of guys who live in their basements, you got to protect this person.
Yeah.
How is it to deal with that?
Well, I mean, it's no lie. I'm here with Power Girl. What can you say about her?
Real attention getter?
Over here, buddy. Thank you. She's got a really great, bright set of eyes, and you know, everyone just has to look at them, and I'm at a loss for words.
As I'm sure most people who see Power Girl are.
Yeah.
Power Girl, or Tanya, how is it to come to a con dressed as you are?
I love it. It's hot.
But do you have like any funny instances of like some things that generally happen when you show up to cons like this? I mean, you must get heckled by pretty much everybody here.
I'm in a leotard with a hole in the middle.
Yeah.
Upper middle.
I guess that's enough said.
Yeah. I've never been bothered by being oogled though. So,
you could, yeah.
I'm a ham. What can I say? So for me, it's easy.
Modest words from Power Girl. How did you get mixed into like comic book cosplay? How did the Blue Beetle corrupt you into becoming Power Girl and going to cons like this?
So I'm going through the talent section of Craigslist, and there was an ad looking for a blonde with big boobs to play a superhero, and I was like, that's so me. I can do that in an instant. And I emailed him my pictures, and he was like, you look just like Power Girl. So we met, we did a reading, we had a little audition, and it was a match made in heaven.
So thanks for taking the time out to talk to a couple of schlubs like us. Being Power Girl and all, you must get this all the time.
It's okay, I just got here.
Oh.
I'm just warming up. Thanks for the warm up.
Well then.
Power Girl and I are here today, and we're promoting a couple of our films we've done. We just wrapped on Power Girl, or I'm Power Girl, Damn It, which was our sequel to Power Girl: The Classifieds. In this one, she fights Bizarro, the retarded clone of Superman. I modeled my Bizarro after Brendan Routh because, in my opinion, he truly is Bizarro. He is not Superman. And he's even got the same hair. Going the wrong way. But anyway, then after that, we're going to be working on another movie together. It's called Blue and Gold Gender Bender, in which my buddy Booster gets turned into a girl. A lot of boob grabbing, I'll tell you that much.
Nice.
A lot of boob grabbing.
Nice.
And I happen to be the only male in the mix of that, so I'm really looking forward to that. Batwoman will be there, Oracle, and Power Girl, and a bunch of lesbians. You can't go wrong.
No, you can't.
And if you want to see any of these films, just go to www.blinky-productions.com or vmix.com, youtube.com, and just search for Blue Beetle.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so I've just come out from the Diamond Select Toy panel. There's some cool stuff coming out. I mean, some really cool stuff. And some of the stuff I can't even talk about yet. So we're going to go see the Diamond booth, see if we can take a look at it, get our hands on some of those things. We'll catch you in a little bit.
So here we are at the New York Comic Con 07.
Yeah, right now we're on like the second level. Artist Alley has its own section, which kind of
It's nice.
oversees everything. Sort of the artist's eye view, if you will, on the New York Comic Con.
The old mind's eye of the Comic Con. You know what's really important about the second floor, Nick?
What's that?
So you got all of the artists behind, in front of us. You guys can't see them because behind the camera. You'll see more of that over the next coming days.
Yeah, and just check out that view.
Hi, this is Kevin coming to you once again from the DC booth, or DC Pavilion. And over in this corner, we have the DC Direct and
DC Unlimited.
DC Unlimited that we're going to get to. And I'm here with George Brewer. What do you do for DC Direct?
I oversee all the creative development for both DC Direct and DC Unlimited, along with a lot of other things for DC Comics, but that's what I do for this industry.
So nothing gets made unless it goes through.
Absolutely. Well, I have a very talented team of guys that make me look really good and make all the wonderful stuff you see back here.
So what are some exciting things that you're either premiering here or just recently at Toy Fair?
We've got a lot of exciting new initiatives, both for 07 and kind of leading into 08 as well. We have the Emi Komi line, which is an originally designed sort of manga anime style interpretation of our characters that we're doing, kind of testing the waters of that kind of market of plastic statues, basically.
Right, yeah, because most of the things you've done before have been resin or figures fully posable,
exactly.
So nothing in between.
This is sort of a hybrid that really takes advantage of what's going on in the marketplace right now, with just a lot of excitement for this kind of plastic statue, desk art, kind of personal expression art, if you will. And what's really different for us, and kind of exciting in a way, is that we spend a lot of time with the action figures and statues working with comic artists and comic storylines, bringing those things to life. And this is the first time we've actually originated a look for the characters out of our group itself. So it's been a lot of fun.
Now, is this something that you did with some Japanese artists?
Absolutely. We found a studio called Udon Studio who helped us with the designs.
Oh, Udon. Yeah,
Yes,
they do a lot of comic work.
And we also hired authentic Japanese anime and manga sculptors to help us kind of bring them to life, to kind of give it that level of authenticity.
Yeah, because I know that a lot of the anime fans kind of demand if it's fake, it's not, they're not interested.
Exactly.
Yeah, very cool. And then also there was another big announcement from Toy Fair, was the DC Unlimited line.
Right, exactly.
Explain to us what, it seems like they're non-DC characters going on
That's
here.
exactly what it is. DC Unlimited was an opportunity for us to take our strength in creative development, marketing, and sales, and actually play with other people's characters. So for us, again, it's exciting to play in other people's sandbox, and a kind of different sensibility, different direction for us to go in. And what Unlimited represents is DC Direct is for the core comics, especially collectible shop. DC Unlimited branches out into other people's IP, their other creations, and it's really intended to go to a wider market. So things like World of Warcraft, which is our first real big, exciting
And it's
announcement.
good to start big.
Exactly, and it doesn't get any bigger than this.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can get even 2% of the total game subscribers, I'll be a very happy guy.
Right.
But working very closely with Blizzard Entertainment, who produces the game, we've developed the first wave of figures, which you see here, the Orc, the Blood Elf, the Dwarf Warrior, and the Undead Warrior. And these are just amazing amazing. It's really challenged us both creatively to get this level of detail, but also it really made a nice sort of starting point for us with Unlimited.
Cool.
And in addition to that, we also have Afro Samurai, which is a new show appearing on Spike Television.
Right.
Completely different mindset, completely different sensibility. Limited color palette, very stylized, kind of artistic rendering that we really brought to life in the three-dimensional pieces that you see here.
And I gotta say, these pieces are really amazing. The level of detail, I think, will put some former comic creator sculptor to shame.
Yes, indeed. Well, there have been many conversations about that, and there was some question about whether we could achieve this level of detail in our pieces. And clearly, you can see we put together a very small, very talented team of our sculptors that worked almost exclusively on this line. And our senior art director, Jim Fletcher, really worked closely with the Blizzard guys to get the kind of detail that you see in this.
It's fascinating stuff. Fascinating. Now, are these going to be? These will be available outside direct market and mass market.
That's
stores?
our hope. Our hope is that it will be offered to every market. And so, we have world rights for World of Warcraft. We really plan to get it to as many of the gamers and fans as we can, because I think even if you don't play the game, if you see the figures, you're going to want to get them.
Yeah, they're really great. All right, so now we're going to move to another case and see some more cool stuff.
Oh, trust me, there's a lot of stuff to see.
All right. So now we're over here with some more traditional things that people would expect from DC Direct, but not in a form factor that's very familiar.
Oh, absolutely not. We introduced last year our 1/6 scale clothed action figure. It's a 13-inch, very deluxe, very highly articulated figure. And you can see we have classic modern style Batman and Superman. And for the first time this year, we're introducing the ladies into the line. So we started with Catwoman and her basic leather costume outfit.
Right.
And we're following that up with Batgirl. And the fun thing that we're doing with Batgirl, for every 4 that the retailer buy of the gray and blue costume, you get a variant that's black and gray.
Oh, very
so
cool.
It's a very cool thing.
Very cool. And that's the first variant that you've done for
yes,
the
this
figures?
will be the first time. And we're also going to be releasing a classic style Batman in the same month as sort of a companion piece.
Oh, very
and
cool.
what we're finding with this is these things sell out like crazy. So it's great for retailers, it's great for collectors if you can get it.
Right.
Some of the earlier ones, they kind of didn't jump on board quickly enough, and so there's a lot of heat and demand for the smaller figures.
Now, I work at a comic book store, as our fans know,
Right.
and we have a hard time keeping a hold of these.
That's
we get beyond the people who are special ordering them, we get a
Right.
couple, and we've frankly been surprised. I think fans, they're catching on quite well.
Yeah, I think we bring a level of detail to it. It's a larger format for us to play in, so there's different challenges for the head sculpts. The fabrication's kind of fun, so you're kind of getting out of the plastic world for a little bit.
Right.
And you're finding the right materials for the capes and the costumes and the details. And some of the features that we bring to them is like each of the sets of the figures comes with a hand that has every finger is articulated.
Oh, very nice.
You basically put a wire armature in the hand itself.
Oh, very
so you can
nice.
pose
So
the hand.
so the fans can really get down and make some cool dioramas.
Oh, absolutely.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, and I've seen some of these figures before, but there's some new ones in here.
Oh, there's a lot of really exciting stuff. Here we have Justice Series 7. Justice is our best-selling, longest-running action figure series to date. Alex Ross, great painted artwork. He's a great partner to work with because his stuff is so figural, sculptural in the paintings. To bring them
Very
to life.
iconic.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And we've worked really closely with him, so we're debuting stuff in figure form that are just showing up in the comics. So it's a lot of fun for us. Aquaman in his armor, John Stewart, Green Lantern, Superman the Armored Up, and Grodd, of course, which is an awesome.
Very nice, very nice.
So it's a lot of fun. And we have the Kubert brothers, Adam and Andy. We have the Batman line, so it's Batman and Son. So we have a classic Batman, a ninja Man-Bat. And then here we have the Phantom Zone, Ursa and Zod, classic style Superman, and a Bizarro, which is a lot of fun. And then over here, which you can come take a little look at later, we have our first animated scale figures.
Okay.
Warner Home Video is releasing The Death of Superman as a direct-to-DVD movie. And so we've produced a series of figures based on the new Bruce Timm designs in the classic animated style. So if you're collecting the animated style figures, they'll be in scale.
Oh, so they're in scale with the JLU figures.
Absolutely. Right.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very
so it's
cool.
a lot of fun for us.
Very
we
cool.
have our Justice League lineup here, working with Brad Meltzer, best-selling novelist of all time. We got Vixen and Black Canary, Black Lightning in the back, Arsenal and Superman, which is a lot of fun. And it just keeps going and going. And when you get a chance to go around, if you see Hoppy the Marvel Bunny, the classic Captain, Shazam line, you'll really appreciate what we're doing because it's really targeted to the fans.
Nice. Now, I have one last question to sort of wrap up here. I've been noticing, and we've been noticing, in all the releases so far, you tend to pick a particular artist,
Right.
and you go really close to their designs.
Right.
Is that something conscious? Because I know you've got the Kuberts. These look like they're based off Benitez.
Right.
Is that a very conscious thing to keep it
Absolutely.
current with the stories?
Right. Well, what we found, in the beginning, the line was a little more generic, and what we started doing is dipping our toes into specific storylines, specific art styles, and we want to bring a level of validity to the piece. And what makes DC direct is it's direct from the source. It's direct from comic books. It's as faithful interpretation you're ever going to see of some of these artists' work. And if you're going to get multiple Supermans, what makes those Supermans meaningful? It's the different artistic interpretations that really pull it together.
And you've done a really great job with picking artists who have a very distinct style.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's unique. If you wander around and see the Batman Black and White, which to me is probably the best example of that.
Yes.
It really speaks to the strength of Batman because you have all these different artists interpreting him in their own unique way, but they all feel valid and interesting.
Yeah, it's still Batman.
That's right. But you look at it and you go like the Mike Mignola, the painted shadows,
Yeah.
or Jim Lee versus a Paul Pope, who I wasn't convinced would work as a statue, but it's awesome.
Yeah, we've reviewed some of those on the show, and I think the Mignola one got the most response because if you look at it from the right angle, it looks like it's a drawing.
Yeah, is it a painting? Is it a statue? Yeah, and that was all the sculptor. He really wanted to do that.
Amazing.
He said, all right, take a run at it. It looks great.
No, I see the DC directors trying to innovate with their figures. Doing a great job.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, thank
It
you
was a
very
pleasure
much.
meeting you.
Nice to meet you. All right.
So that's day one of the con.
Yes, day one being Friday, which will be an episode.
An episode in and of itself, this will be the very first episode you see from us about this con. Episode 2 and 3 will be Saturday and Sunday.
So this one day has taken a lot out of all of us. This con has been a lot to cover, but everything that we're covering is definitely worth covering.
Absolutely, and we've got some great stuff on the way, which, we've got some interviews, we got some great insights of products and
more-
statues and toys and comics.
And just more odd and end things to seeing these cons from a fan point of view.
Absolutely. So if anything proves right about how busy today is, that Saturday and Sunday will be equally busy, and therefore by Sunday night, we here at Fair
We'll all be
Edition
dead.
will be dead. It'll be horrible.
You'll either have zombie hosts come the next time with some voodoo magic, or no hosts at all. So,
I'm hoping for zombie hosts.
as do I. I'm pretty sure the fans are too.
Yeah, because you can quit your job then and just become zombies hunters and stuff. It'd be great.
Nice. But anyway, that's it for the New York Comic Con for Friday. I'm Nick,
I'm Mike.
and this is Variant Edition.